I remember the days when ETV used to be the place to be for movie nights on Saturdays at 8 p.m. because that was my first encounter with the Addams Family franchise, and I was particularly stunned at its peculiar nature and Wednesday's cold, emotionless and defiant personality, because that's not something you get to see on a daily basis. The series transports Wednesday into a fantasy realm of her own, which is part horror, part mystery, and a coming-of-age tale with classic tropes of a high school drama. After using an unorthodox approach with the use of her psychic abilities to stand up for her brother Pugsley, she gets expelled from her former school and gets transferred to her parents Morticia and Gomez Adams' alma mater, Nevermore Academy, a school for misfits and outcasts who possess supernatural abilities, and it is run by Morticia's former roommate, the icily unsettling headmaster Larissa Weems. Her roommate turned out to be the Cherry People's person, late-blooming werewolf Enid Sinclair, who embodies everything Wednesday despises.
Howdy, roomie.
Their dorm mother and botanical science teacher, Marilyn Thornhill, made history for being a normie to teach at a school like that. And an interesting twist is the fact that it is portrayed by the former Wednesday, Miss Christina Ricci herself. Resident popular girl Bianca Barkley, a siren, had a very complicated relationship with her mother Gabriella. The school and the neighboring town of Jericho had a tense but beneficial relationship, or so it seemed, and she fell for a local barista, Tyler Galpin, whose father, the sheriff, was not too fond of the Addams family. Just as she arrived at Nevermore, a monster started attacking innocent people around the school and Jericho, so she was determined on getting to the bottom of it, since she was also busy writing a teen detective series of her own. Ultimately, Wednesday spent the whole season digging into some horrible truths about local history involving a descendant of Thornhills. In fact, it was later revealed that she was the one who was behind the series of attacks, using Tyler, who admitted to being a Hyde. In the moment of confrontation, Principal Weems intervened, and unfortunately this cost her life at the hands of Thornhill. But thanks to Wednesday's efforts, the evildoers got what they deserved, because Tyler got locked up and Nevermore was safe once again. Naturally, the semester got cancelled, and on her way home, it was hinted that she might have a possible stalker on the rise. Before we get into season 2, please do consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already for more videos such as this. Please engage. Feel free to share your opinions and thoughts in the comment section down below. Share with your friends and your family, and do like. I would very much appreciate it. With all of that out of the way, let's get into season 2. Before making her way back to Nevermore, Wednesday spent her summer developing her psychic abilities, and for the thrill of it, solved yet another mystery, and justice was served. When she finally returns back to school, all eyes are on her for her previous heroic act, and Weems' successor, Principal Barry Dort, sees her as a symbol of outcast pride. But as expected, she wants nothing to do with all of the attention. Pugsley enrolls as a freshman, showing off his electrokinetic powers inherited from Uncle Fester. The stalker's presence elevates as it has decided that Wednesday must pay for something, and starts to leave a series of cryptic notes demanding that she does something about it. On her first day back, she also witnessed a gruesome sight of a private investigator who was diminished by a swarm of crows.
Promise to be better than my predecessor.
That's an exceptionally low bar.
Following that, she gets a premonition that announces Enid's end involving the same crows. So obviously she decided that she's going to try and prevent this from happening, but this is the same thing that also made her and Enid drift apart. And we found out that Enid does not necessarily need a full moon to transform, which shook her to the core. Just like Principal Dort, their new music professor Isadore Capri is not to be trusted. Principal Dort wants Morticia to take on a fundraising role while he looks after his own interests. He also coerced Bianca into using her siren abilities to trick Morticia into convincing her estranged mother Hester Frump to donate to the cause. Principal Dort eventually found out that Bianca was hiding her mother at Nevermore to try and get away from her stepfather Gideon, who was related to Morning Song, and it turned out that Dort was actually at the forefront of that whole debacle. Struggling to make friends, Pugsley unintentionally revives a legendary figure under the skull tree, a boy with a mechanical heart, and he names him Slurp. but with time he regenerated into human form, and Gomez later recognized him as Isaac Knight, an old friend with whom he shares a troubling past with. Wednesday's investigation leads her to Willow Hill Psychiatric Center, where Tyler is held. The facility is ran by Administrator Judy Stonehurst, who's the daughter of a former Nevermore teacher, Augustus Stonehurst, who was tied to a program that conducted experiments on selected outcasts. Disguised as a staff member, she continues on with her father's mission. After Wednesday entered the facility's basement, outcasts were freed, and amongst them is a woman named Francoise, revealed to be Tyler's mother, who turned out to have been alive all this time. Amidst all of this chaos, Thornhill also frees Tyler, which soon would turn into regret after he turns into his Hyde form and gets into a brutal standoff with Wednesday that left her in a coma. This is how Weems became her spirit guide to try and help her regain her psychic abilities yet again. Furthermore, her ongoing disagreements with her mother hindered her progress, and therefore she would turn to her grandmama from time to time, which were some of my favorite scenes because of the delivery between the actors.
Please give her my card. I offer a friends and family discount.
With time, it was revealed that Isaac Knight's mentor was indeed Dr. Stonehurst, and throughout he was searching for his sister, who turned out to be Francoise, and history repeated itself as his feud with the Adams reignited, with having Pugsley at the center of it all, just as Gomez was in the past. And we also got a glimpse of Thing's origin story, because he was also dealing with some form of identity crisis. It is confirmed that we can expect a season 3, so I'm just wondering how things will turn out for Wednesday and Tyler, because she showed some kindness towards him when he did not do the same for her. So I'm wondering, why did she just let him go? Hopefully it gets explored. I've always appreciated the fantasy genre just because of the use of special effects, extraordinary set designs to bring these worlds to life. That is something that I always look forward to, and I particularly enjoyed episode 6 just because we got to see Jenna Ortega's range again as an actress. Another thing that I really enjoyed was the music element. When Capri would play the piano or Wednesday with the cello while the plot unfolds. All in all, there are a lot of questions for season 3 of what we can expect. So do share your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for being here. If you're still here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you haven't already, do like this video, do share, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers for now.